Okay, YouTube, just showing you the device is already installed. You can see right here, and all the plugins. The RJ12, RJ11 is already Ethernet cable. It's connected right there, and the power. This one goes to the shunt. The blue and the red goes to the button of the shunt, and those two are the positive and negative one going to the battery terminals, which is on my bus bar. All right, YouTube, you can see this is the one we plugged in. It's a network cable, and this is the remote. And you guys can see all the plugins I have there. Yellow. So different application. There's the battery temperature sensor. This is the remote, and this is the network. So it has one more feature right here. If you can read there, you can see the on and off button, the charging inverter. It's called a stack port. The stack port is there in the Magnum net, remote, and battery sensor. So we already have the three: the temperature sensor, the remote, and the net. So the only one that remains is the stack port. I suppose that's the one for the generator start. Okay, so this is the thing right there. We're gonna be firing the inverter to see how everything works, and we go from there. Stay tuned. Today's video is to show you how to program a Magnum Energy, the Me-Bmk battery monitor. So this is the remote right here, and I'll show you guys the box, the monitoring kit, and you see how the wiring went. So let's fire up this thing and see how the programming is gonna go. Power on. Doing a self test. You see connecting. Here we go. So we are sitting at a 25.8 volt. The inverter is searching, and let's take a look. All right, YouTube, you guys can see the monitor is on, the LED is on. So our installation is perfectly correct. So this is the location. You will see, sorry for the light. You will see the connections down there, and the LED is on. So we are good. Let's go to the monitor now, the remote, and check it out. All right, YouTube. Let's check the program in here. Now we're going to go into the meter program. Meter. So we got to dial the button there, the knob. So let's check the state of charge. He's going to be telling us something like thinking. See that? SOC thinking. THINK. You know, you see an N on it. So let's dial the knob. And go to battery monitor meter. That's the voltage right there. 25.58. Look at that. So it's searching. These ones were not showing before. So it's taking 0.2 amps, okay, from the battery. And let's dial again to the next feature, the amp hours. So if you're charging, like how many plus or whatever you bringing in, the remaining amp hours, it says 00. at this point. It's just install. The total amp hour out, it says 00. Okay, now we got to go back and go to the fourth one, which it says battery monitor status. It says ready. That's where we want it to be, ready. Okay, I'm gonna push the button again to select. So it's a battery monitor setup. So mostly what you want to do when it comes to this remote, and just leave it, that says battery monitor charge efficiency. That's the thing. I'll recommend you leave it on auto, because even if you dial, it's going to give you 50, 70, 80, up to 97. Let the Magnum does the job. He's going to able to analyze and tell you exactly your efficiency, how was the efficiency for your batteries. So it's a default mode when it comes to Magnum. They set it on default. So I would just recommend you leave it the way it was. And they recommend leaving it on auto as well, because it's going to be finding the best efficiency for your system anyway. So let's dial in here. You can see battery monitor amp hours. That's exactly. See, here you can increase all your amps, the total battery bank you have. See that? You keep on just dialing. It's going to go all the way to the highest. So you put your amp hours there, total battery amp hours. So this is battery monitor tech. So that's the revision is 1.0. So if we dial there, it's searching to this. So the revision is going to take us back to the 25.55, which is searching, and we go back. The max is 25.61. That's the max. So if we dial down 25.55 minimum, 25.61 is the max. Click. So this complete the setup for our system here. So it's still thinking. Okay, the state of charge, because just install. So the setup here, if you want to set it up, we go to, you can be searching at 50 watt. So your inverter, that's what a lot of people say, the inverter, just sitting, not doing anything, is taking 50 watt. So I dial it down for my thing. You can put it all the way 0, so you can search. So it's going to be, the inverter is going to be 24/7 running. Okay, so I want you to search, only come on at 5 watt. If the inverters notice any load at 5 watt, then the inverter is going to wake up. The reason why I set into 5 watts, I don't want my inverter keep searching or being on constantly. But at this point, we put it at 5 watts. When you open it like a refrigerator, you can see the light flickering on and off, on and off, on and off, because it goes according to how the inverter is searching. And just want to clear up this point, because a lot of people, when you got this inverter, it's going to be set at a minimum of, the default is a 50 watt. So you don't want it on 50 watt, unless if you have like clocks and alarm thing in your house, like your microwave, the clock is going to be wrong if because it has to see a load before it's going to power that device. So that's why a lot of people just turn it off. It's going to stay like this. Push this button. You can hear the Magnum is now constantly running. It's humming. So I would just say, I'll set it on the 5 watt. If you have alarm clocks or any other device, I'll recommend you set it according to if the inverter can see the clocks can run on 5 watts or whatever it is. So that means you're constantly your inverter is going to be running constantly at 5 or 10 watts for you to power your little loads that you have in your house, which I don't worry about it. So I just set mine to 5 watts. So if I want to charge my cell phone, and I can just plug it in, and right away it's going to sense it because it's going to be taking some power. So you have to search the LBC. So that's the low battery cut off at 24.4 volt. See, that's the default. I can wind it. See, I can go down. So some people want their battery to cut off at 21 or whatever you want it. So the default is 24.4. So you don't want to ruin your batteries. At least you can able to stay within the range of 50% or whatever your specification, whatever you want. So I'm just leaving it at a 24.4. I don't want to drag my batteries all the way down. They never see that. They've never seen that voltage either. So I'm always stay on top of it. I don't want my batteries to go low like that. So we set it back. We're gonna go to the absorb time. So its absorb is 2 hours for my for the battery specification. It depends what batteries you have. For my batteries, I set it up into 2 hours. I can go more and more and more and more. So people that has like absorb, for flooded acid batteries. So I'm running AGMs according to my battery specification, manufacturer specification. So it's on 2 hours. I set it for. And battery type, I have it on custom, so I can able to customize the specification or the voltage and the absorb time, the flow time, and the charging time, how it is. Well, it has a different features here. You can set up the custom. You can see that's my absorb. You can see the float and equalize, which I don't have equalization on my batteries. So that's why I have to put it this, see the battery type. So you can able to choose what type of batteries you have. So I just leave it on a custom because I customize according to the specification of my batteries. So you can see the charge rate right here. I want to charge my batteries 100%. So some people, because since Magnum is set up for like mobile vehicles, RVs, sometimes it costs 30 amps charging. It takes a lot of power. Some people have generator, so you just want to probably bring your batteries to 80% and cut them off. The solar is finishing it up the next day, and it has a lot of different setup if you according to your wish or whatever you want to do. So if you go back, you can set it to 80% or 60%. Then the inverter, if you set it to tell it to kick in, it's gonna kick in, at that time. Well, mine, I want them to be charged. If I want to charge my batteries to 100%, so I don't want to just fool around with it. Voltage drop, you can see that at 80 volt. You can able to adjust that. AC. So power saving, I have the power saving for the monitor here for 1 minute. The screen is gonna stay lit for 1 minute, then it's gonna just shut off. You can able to set it all the way to 1 hour. Some people like, you can turn it off. It doesn't show any lighting at all. But the power saving. So I have mine for only 1 minute, because if I have to come to the control room, I want to make sure if there is no light on, I can touch the button. From there, it's gonna lit up the room for few seconds to minutes, then I can able to exit the room. So that's the contrast right there. If the contrast is way too high, sometimes you can see the writing is too dark, and you can see like the ink on the screen like bleeding or something. I like to put it in the, so you see that, just look at it. You see the black is going to add into the background. They say like graphs on the back. You can see that. So look, they're all gone. They are there, higher contrast. So I want to see it perfectly. So I decided sometimes I put a 60 or I can put a 50%. So I can read it clearly without seeing the contrast too thick. Okay, or 60%. Let's leave it like that. See the brightness, you can go up to, look at that, 100%, super bright, dim, or off. So I leave at 50% because I don't want this anything that just take those phantom powers. I don't want anything to keep draining my battery. Doesn't mean I worry about the battery, but you know, just you know, when you on solar, your batteries are your key to everything. And the final charge, I want my batteries to charge all the way float. There's some a feature there, you can put it on silent, and you can go multi or multi. So, and I have mine to go, these functions are there. It can do two features, you know, like keep on trickle charging your system back and forth. So I have mine on float. Everybody has a different way of setting up their stuff. This is the way I set it for myself, and this is what I want. See, so he's gonna say power up always. See, yes. So that means the inverter is always on. Sometimes you have to come and push the button and turn on and off. So if you want, see that? But I have mine to be on. This is the way I want it. All right. So this completes our setup here, how to program your Magnum inverter, the remote, and setting up the battery monitor kit, the Magnum Me-Bmk. So I was thinking about other things. So this is how you set up the stuff. So I hope it makes sense. I hope you find it helpful. If you find this information helpful, please give it a like, thumbs up, and then share this video. Okay, thank you so much. Here is the temperature. So now I can read the temperature. It's a 24 degrees Celsius, which is 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so there's a, okay, let me show you this. It's a battery temperature sensor, so it's reading the temperature of the batteries. So here, the transformer temperature. The transformer temperature is at 31 degrees Celsius, which is 87 degrees Fahrenheit. That's for the transformer on the inverter. These are the MOSFET. The MOSFET is 28 degrees. So inside just the inverter, sorry, the inverter is 28 degrees Celsius and 82 degrees Fahrenheit. So for European and for us here in America. So I don't have any generator start. Automatic generator start is not there. That's the other feature I'm going to show you on the end of the video. Those port and temperature and, you know, all the good stuff. So that completes our entire setup, which is here the revision. And the model number of the inverter. And this is a load default. Okay. So external control, voltage, AC, says INT as internal. The charge rate, it says internal. Show max, it says internal. So these are all the features. There are a lot of features on it. So if you want to use your pin, set up a pin number to do before, so that nobody can just go ahead and monkeying around with your settings there. You can able to change it. So if I'm wrong, correct me, but that's what it is. See that? You can put your 4-pin code. So I'm not setting any pin in case I forgot. So that makes me not too able to utilize myself trying to figure out things. Well, let's get back to business here. And this is how I'm wrapping up my video here, folks. Maybe I'll show you how the load in and out. Let's see. Let's try and charge see, automatic generator start. I don't have that one. Okay, let's go to this feature right here. Oh, sorry, I'm not seeing behind the camera. Let's try. You see, the state of charge is still thinking. Let's try see if we can charge the batteries. So I'm going to try and charge the batteries and see. So the inverter is going to wake up and get into the charging mode. I'm turning on the midnight. Look at that. So let's drop it to 20 amp circuit surge. The shore thing, we can turn it to a 20 amp breaker. Okay, we're charging the batteries. Let's see. And let's go back to the meters here and see what we can find. State of charge is still thinking. Battery monitor, the voltage. Okay, that's the amps right now. DC amps, 64.6. The amp hours. 1. Remaining amp hours out, 0.1. Total amp hour out, says okay. Let's see the other features here. What everything is doing. Still say ready. Communication, everything is ready. The efficiency is still there. So I think he has to get all the way to 100%. Now everything is just out of is incorrect till the charger reaches the 100% float, absorb to float, then it's gonna automatically reset that, and now he's thinking because he doesn't know the system is learning. So that's what he's doing right now. And the system is going to figure it out by itself as soon as. So I'm just going to let the system trigger itself. That's why I'm charging the batteries, or else I'm not going to charge them, because I have enough power to do for the night till tomorrow. Okay, well, this completes our setup here, and you can see if I go back and increase the shore power, I have it on a 20 amp breaker, so I can add it that. Look, it's gonna go up. Now it's taking it to absorb right away. Okay, so it's pulling 96 and everything is charging. So let's bring it back down to this. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share. This is how I'm completing my setup, showing you guys how you program battery Magnum Remote, and installing the Magnum Energy Me-Bmk. Thank you.